Today we're going to take a look at the G&G FN Herstal Scar Light. Now obviously this video is being brought to you by my friends at godfatherairsoft.com, where you can purchase this gun. Godfather Airsoft, they have fast shipping. They give 3 times the manufacturer's warranty, free shipping on orders over $149. They price match. It's just a great company, so check it out. The G&G FN Herstal Scar L on godfatherairsoft.com. The link to purchase it is in the description below. Now this is another joint venture between Cybergun and G&G. Cybergun owns the licensing rights to the FN Herstal name, and G&G obviously manufactures the gun for them. Now what this means for you and I, the end users, is we get a very authentic replica. It's got FN Herstal trades on it, and we don't have to worry about, retailers don't have to worry about getting sued because they're selling stuff that they're not supposed to. We can call it a Scar L. We can call it an FN Herstal. We don't have to have these stupid names for it. So licensing is good for the airsoft community. I love the relationship between G&G and Cybergun to produce these weapons. The other nice thing about it is, check this thing out. You guys seen the D-Boys and the AGM scars and Echo 1 scars? They're all these funky green colors and black and off tan. There's so many colors on them, man. They're ugly as can be. This thing here, G&G quality, look at it. It's the colors it's supposed to be. It's a good looking replica. It's got the FN Herstal trades on the side. You just can't go wrong. So G&G FN Herstal Scar. Let's sit down at the table, take a closer look, and then we'll take it out on the range and we'll see how it performs. Now the G&G FN Herstal Scar, since it's a collaboration between Cybergun and G&G, comes in these very pretty boxes, but we don't care about the box now, do we? What you're going to get with your G&G Scar, you get a manual, and it's one of the Cyberguns. It's pretty short and concise. It tells you the main thing you need to know, which is how to get the battery in and out of these things, because scars are a little difficult on the battery. You get the little barrel cover. Had a magwell insert, which was interesting. I've never seen a gun. This was up in the magwell, I guess, to keep it from distorting any during shipping. And then you get a plastic front sight height adjustment tool. You also get the grip pod, which is pretty cool. And then it comes with the 450 round metal high capacity magazine. Okay, now the exterior features of this gun. Starting on this end, you got a plastic flash hider, 14mm counterclockwise threads. It does have the chip out of it, so it makes it an authentic replica. So don't call Godfather Airsoft after you get it saying it's broke. That's the way it's supposed to be. You got a front flip-up sight, rear flip-up sight, both made of metal, obviously. The front gas block on it is metal. The upper receiver is also metal. You got a full-length rail from one end to the other. The lower receiver on it is polymer. G&G makes a great polymer receiver, very thick material, very durable. The rails on it, on the sides and bottom, are indeed metal rails. The rear stock, butt stock, is in polymer too. You got an adjustable cheek rest here, and then it has 6 positions that you can adjust it to. It is a fully ambidextrous weapon. You got fire selector on both sides. You have a magazine release on both sides. You also have a functioning bolt catch, and the bolt release is right here. Does sound a little tinny, but it does work. As you can see here, it has the FN Herstal trades, since this is a licensed gun, which makes it all that much better. It's got an individual serial number. Just nice construction. Nothing short of what we expect out of G&G. Top rails all numbered, so if you have to take your optic off, you can know where to put it back on. And the exterior finish on it is just great. You get what you expect out of G&G, and for this price gun, is absolutely flawless out of the box. Great looking, great feeling gun. The sling mounts on it, there's plenty of sling mounts. You got one on each side. These are metal on the front. You also have one on each side on the rear of the gun. This side has 2. The other side's just a single. And then you have one right here on top of the stock where you can also mount another one. So you have plenty of positions to mount your sling on. Of course, it is a side fold stock. locks in place. Gonna enter a building or something, you need a little shorter gun, just fold that baby over and you're good to go. So exterior finish on this gun's excellent. The fire selectors are nice and crisp. They go where they're supposed to every time. The magazine releases are a little stiff on it, but they function. And as you can see in the beginning, the mag well on it's very tight. I'm sure over time it'll wear in a little bit, but the magazine's good tight fit. The mag release a little bit stiff, but over time that'll wear in. Now, as far as the internals go on this gun, you got a plastic hop-up chamber, brass inner barrel, metal gearbox housing, has 7mm bearings, steel gears, all the stuff you expect in a pro-line gun. I'm not going to take the gearbox out and show you the internals on this. I don't like working on these scars. I've worked on a couple. They seem to be kind of a pain, but it is a G&G pro-line gearbox. So we all know G&G makes some quality stuff, so we're not going to take it apart, knock the new off this bad boy, as I usually say. Now, the battery compartment on these scars is another small issue. They don't have a lot of space. They will take a 9.6 volt battery, but you got to get it all in there just perfect, get all the wiring out of the way, or you might not get the closest in adjustment on the stock, which for me is no big deal, because when you put it all the way in, the sight's kind of up in your face. I really don't like it on that setting anyways, but it will fit a 9.6 volt mini battery, no problem. To get to the battery, you push this pin out right here, and that removes the buttstock, and that'll expose your fuse and your wiring. It does have low resistance silver cord wiring. Then you pull your stock all the way out, and you'll see there's a little hole back here with a spring-loaded catch, and I just use a screwdriver, and you gotta push that down. It's spring-loaded, then kind of keep it pushed and pull. And then it's got another spring-loaded detent ball to hang onto it. And then that's how you get the stock off. And then you slide your battery in there. And like I said, if you get a 9.6 volt and you get your wiring just right, you'll be able to go all the way in, no problem. But there's not a lot of space in there for batteries. I had a 9.6 volt nunchuck mini battery in here, fit pretty good. There was a lot of extra wiring, so I didn't get the stock wouldn't go all the way in. But basically, it's a little tight on these scars. Definitely run a 9.6 volt on this. I was kind of disappointed with the performance on an 8.4 volt. It had an extremely slow rate of fire. So you definitely want to run a 9.6 volt. Now inside here you have these two contact rods that you got to be careful when you're putting it back together. Let me zoom in on them. This is another. Right here you can see these are pretty flexible. They're pretty thin, so you don't want to bend them up. And what I do when I put it back together, get your battery all situated, and then I kind of those two pieces the two wires will go in here, and they run down this side of the sock. So I kind of get those in there first, and then once they're in there, you can just slide it back in. The bolt catch a lot of times doesn't work unless you push it down here on the back. It just doesn't catch quite right. And as you can see, when I take the magazine out, it tripped the bolt catch, and then also when I put it back in, there it goes again. So the bolt catch doesn't work quite right, and I found this out last night when I was out shooting it. Don't be adjusting the hop up and relying on the bolt catch to keep your finger from getting crunched in there, because it just doesn't function right, and I'm a little disappointed by that. G&G, you make fantastic guns. There's no need to cut corners though, and for whatever reason, like I said, sometimes it catches, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just really disappointed with that. Like I said, definitely don't stick your finger in there with that bolt catch. Hold it with your hand. The other thing I don't like, and this is kind of typical for all scars, there's not a lot of room to get your finger in to adjust the hop up, and the G&G hop up wheel is very stiff because obviously it's a quality made unit. So it's a little hard for me to get my fingers in there and move the hop up. Like I said, the mag release buttons, they're a little stiff, but I'm sure over time that'll kind of wear in. That was another little pet peeve of mine. And then the other big complaint I had about this gun, other than the faux bolt catch, is the wiring. They left an exposed wire here rather than use the VFC style buttstock on it, which is, in my opinion, G&G, they just shouldn't have done that. They should have, you know, put a little more thought into the wiring harness back here and did something a little different than that. But that's the way it goes. You get what you get. I definitely, if you buy this gun, I'd go ahead and take the buttstock off and put some shrink wrap or some electrical tape, just something else that can get maybe pinched first before the insulation does. Because as you can see right here, it's got a little slot that the wire is supposed to fold into. But you know, in the heat of battle, what's the chance that that wire is going to perfectly go back into that slot? So that was my biggest complaint with this gun. I really don't think it was a good move on their part to do that. But that's the way it goes with these scars.